All right, gang. Joining me on the show today is my good friend Brian Penny. He's the co-founder and CEO of Kloch Technologies. Brian, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Great. So I'm happy to have you on. We're talking NIST post quantum cryptography. Obviously, NIST last week dropped kind of the 3 new standards for post quantum cryptography. What's your take on those? What should we know as security practitioners?
I think they dropped the 3 algorithms they picked are asymmetric algorithms, and they're staying away from symmetric algorithms because there's an argument as long as the key management system is good for most symmetric algorithms, they could be post quantum. So NIST was concentrating on how do we establish that connection between 2 different points with these asymmetric algorithms, because as we all know, Shor's algorithm is probably going to be able to do prime factorization really quick.
Yeah, that kind of brings up something else that I saw in the post quantum report called crypto agility.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, I think for a lot of our listeners, cryptography and encryption is something we kind of understand, but we don't really dab into. What's crypto agility? What should we know about it?
The idea is, since there's a lot of unknowns when it comes to quantum, we're going to want to design our systems to be able to have the encryption swapped out, either the encryption itself or the key management part of it. And we want to make it so the system is more built around the idea of building blocks, and we can swap out the encryption if need be. Because right now, a lot of systems, the encryption is so built into the system that changing it out is very prohibitive. So we need to have it more like, hey, this is a firmware update, and be able to do it. I do think that is a lot harder in practice than what they are thinking at NIST.
Yeah, there's a lot of theory behind this. Yet, these are all kind of theoretically supposed to be working, and I say that again, theoretically, for our audience members to actually understand. Brian, you've been doing this for nearly a decade as the co-founder and CEO of Kloch. What stands out to you about the post-quantum cryptography standards issued by NIST, and what should every practitioner know as we start to prepare for the era of post-quantum cryptography?
I think one of the things that stands out to me specifically is they were highlighting encryption systems and key management systems that are very hard math problems, or with Kyber, you have learning with errors. Like it's math things. And so it's working on the idea of, hey, we're going to make extremely hard algorithms. We're going to make it so it's a hard math problem to solve. I think there's an element to that that might be a dangerous path with quantum computers, because they're going to be really good at math. So that's why crypto agility is so important. I think the other thing is actual implementation is going to be tricky. And I think we need to really think about things like, how much processor load is this actually going to have on our system when we're dealing with it? What's the processor load? How's it going to go? Because especially with legacy systems, we can't expect some of the legacy hardware that is installed in critical infrastructure to be able to support these new algorithms in a proper sense.
Yeah, those are all great points. Folks, Brian Penny is the co-founder and CEO of Kloch Technologies. You can check him out online, kloch.com. For the sake of all clarity, I'm on their board of advisors. I've been working with these guys for 4 years, so I couldn't think of anyone better to bring on the show to talk about this. Brian, thanks for taking the time to be here today. Really appreciate it, buddy.
Thanks for having me. Good seeing you.
You too. Bye.